Hello YouTubers, this is Zarya Trainman 2 and I'm going to make a video, or making a video rather I should say, of some new details and new things I've added to the layout recently. I've also removed most of my engines and freight cars that I usually just keep on the track for show when I'm not running trains. So you can see a lot of the details that I have on the layout. Details such as wood and figures and vehicles and cranes and whatnot. This industry is the Multnomah Plywood Company, which I know it's a real industry. I don't know if it really looks like this or where its exact location is, but I do know it exists. I modeled the Pacific Northwest. I actually live in Central Oregon, but I model Northwestern Oregon. And I'm modeling Union Pacific and Portland and Western. So a lot of the items that you'll see will be from a local area that I live in. A lot of the details are scratch built, such as this roll-off dumpster built out of styrene. Little things like grass tufts next to the telephone poles and cardboard boxes that I built out of paper, and the graffiti and grass and just every little detail that actually makes a model train layout what it is. The plaid pantry, there's several of those in the Pacific Northwest. I'm particularly proud of my little homemade dumpsters. They're pretty cool. They have garbage and stuff inside of them. I just got done weathering this engine and finishing it. It's a GP38-2 Athearn Blue Box model. I finished nearly finished the background building I said I was going to work on and make it different. I added bits and pieces of trash and debris along the track in front of or actually behind the building. This would be the back of the building. It doesn't receive a lot of rail traffic. That's why there's grass and garbage laying around the doors, and I have little grass tufts next to the track and inside the track. I also have wet patches of water that are inside the track. It's not perfect, but I'm still not completely done. I added a new row of telephone poles. This pole here, and this pole, and that pole, I actually modified and added a second cross arm on the top. All of my figures are hand-painted Praiser figures. A lot of them are cut up with an X-Acto knife and modified to make them look different. The Safeway stores, I haven't messed with it yet. I'm actually kind of dreading messing with it because it's going to be such a big project. But as you can see, the paint's chipping and it's actually glued down to the layout, so I'm going to have to rip it off to redo it, and I'll probably end up ruining the building just getting it off. So I'm not looking forward to doing that. But it has a sunken in truck bay with goods inside the bays in the back. The McDonald's sign, I believe I already told you about that. It's scratch built and kind of chintzy, but it's alright I guess for now. Doesn't look all that great in the back. I purchased more little grass tufts and put them all over the place, along with garbage and debris. I, like another YouTuber, Loco Lane 69, brush up my floor of my garage with all the junk that's on it, and I sprinkle it on the layout like garbage to make it look like a real industrial scene. It seems to work pretty well. This back here, the white chunks, that look like maybe plastic bags or just garbage and paper and all whatnot are actually plaster that's been flaking off the Safeway building, so it's helping my little private environment. I've added some mud puddles in the parking lot behind the store. I added more grass tufts and brush under the bridge. I know I'm going to forget things, but I'm trying to make it fast so it's not too boring. This is a little place I built behind Jimbo's Towing. My son's name is James, so his nickname is Jimbo. I call him Jimbo all the time. So I bought the tow truck there that just happened to say Jimbo's Towing on it, so that's what he got. He got a towing and auto wrecking place, which is kind of neat. Just a little junky place along the rail. It's not rail served, but it adds some pretty nice detail to the layout, I guess. I like to model train tracks that are sunken into the ground because it makes it look pretty realistic. I use real dirt from the prototype location, an area between Portland, Oregon and Tigard, Oregon. I'll come back to the layout in a minute. What I do is I get a coffee can, I just scoop up some dirt, and I take a little sifter and sift it over a bowl, and then what comes out is clean dirt with not a lot of rocks in it. I then run a magnet over the dirt to get the magnetized dirt out of the real dirt, because it can hurt a train track. And then I just sprinkle it on the layout and glue it with thinned Elmer's glue and water, and then it ends up hard as a rock, and it looks the ultimate realistic because it is real. This is Wickham Salvage. It's a small salvage and recycling industry on the layout. It's pretty small, but you know, it can receive one car. I have an 89-foot channel flat car that just barely fits. The coupler to the car actually comes out to here a little, which is not prototype, but in an industrial area it would not look too bad. I usually just put a gondola there or a boxcar or something to receive bales of cardboard that have been baled up, or perhaps scrap loads from an old caboose that's being torn apart. That's my son's favorite scene there. I was talking about my Praiser figures earlier. You might recognize this Praiser figure, except you would recognize him with a turban on his head from maybe perhaps a Middle Eastern gentleman, and he had a different left arm. I cut the arm off of another guy that's holding a paper and cut it on him, glued it onto him, and cut his head off and added a guy with sunglasses, and I got a guy walking with sunglasses and a paper in his hand like he's going to deliver orders. There's a scale there for weighing the scrap that people bring in. Like I said, I added a few more details. I can't remember everything I added, but I took the train cars and engines off the layout so you can see a little more of the detail, because a lot of detail is missed. I also noticed a few things were wrong with the layout when I took the cars off because they had been sitting there for so long. One of the things I had noticed was wrong was a gap in my concrete there, going down to the end. I'm going to have to definitely fix that. But I added the dead trees on the end, like I said I was going to. A lot of the other detail I haven't done yet. I've been painting cars and freight cars and weathering, and mainly working on little grass tufts because it really helps the scenery. But other than that, I can't really remember anything else. There's a couple of drunk guys on the job, I guess, passed out. I didn't glue them down because I like to move them around. But anyway, let me know what you think. I haven't added a whole lot more details, but what details I did add actually stand out. And every little detail helps. I just broke that switch stand. I can't believe I just did that. Oh well. I can fix it. Okay, well, I gotta go. Gotta make dinner for the kids. So let me know what you think, and comment, subscribe, or just like if you like. And let me know what you think. And I'll get back to you. Thanks, guys.